3, 2. And what is up, guys? Technical Stinkers here, checking in on our little 3D print operation for today. I own a business that has nothing to do with 3D printing, but I'm into 3D printing as sort of an exploration of side income, side hustle sort of thing. I'm still relatively new to the process, and I'm just kind of trying it out, printing different things, selling them on the internet, selling things in my stores. If you'd like, this is the sort of a vlog style thing that I do in addition to my other videos. So join along in the fun, follow the process, see what I got going on. Maybe you can snipe an idea or two, or maybe you can give me an idea or two. Let's see what's on the plates. All right, so this episode will probably come out after my pen cup episode where I designed the ultimate pen cup. So I went to put it on Etsy because I want to get it all listed before that video comes out. But when I go to put it on Etsy, I want to have various colors. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm printing various colors of the ultimate pen cup. So you see over here, I've got on my Bamboo P1P a yellow variant of the cup. A1, we're rolling blue. Soval SV08, we're in the lime green territory. And the Cobras are actually active too. The Cobras, you say? Yes, the Cobras. The Cobra 2 Maxes, they've been long dormant for a while because they're a little hit or miss. They have their issues. They're a cheap printer, but they're a big printer. So what I've got on those is a stash compartment. I've got a couple printed examples, but I'm trying to batch of 9 at a time. These are the newer plates that I got, the replacement plates, so there shouldn't be any adhesion issues. That's for my retail store. It's kind of a giveaway promo item. And yes, a successful print on the Orange Storm Giga. All right, so if you saw the previous episode, the Giga was having some Giga issues. It was layer shifting pretty bad, and so I went looking on the internet, and the internet said, hey, just tighten up your belts and that should solve your issue, and it seems that that solved my issue. So we reprinted the top section of the saber-tooth tiger skull, and it seems to have come out just fine. So that is, whew, glad I didn't have to dig into the guts of this thing to figure out if there was some bigger fundamental problem, because I gotta be honest with you, I was not looking forward to doing that. We're gonna take this in the office, look at it under some better lighting. It's looking pretty good so far, and see about all these other things that I have. So some various stuff and things to look at. These are the carabiners that I plan to do. I mentioned this a couple videos ago. I'm gonna do some testing on these 3D printed carabiners. Got them all printed here, got them all, put together correctly. ABS, PETG, PLA, well, PLA Plus, and the nylon carbon fiber, which came off the FL Sun. You just remembered, I didn't show the FL Sun. Let's take a field trip. I mentioned a few times I keep my FL Suns out here in my building because, well, they're enormous, and I want to have them in their own little sort of dedicated area. This is just the Delta station, and I often forget about them because they're out here, but I do use them. S1 Pro is quiet since printing that carabiner because I want to keep it loaded up with that nylon carbon fiber because I like keeping it in the dryer up there. And over here on the T1 Pro, we are doing the black version of the Ultimate Pen Cup. Might ask, why are you printing a black version? Well, the first black version I printed, I'm currently using. I mounted it to my desk and I was like, I don't even have like the main product, so I need to print another one of those. So I'm printing that here on the T1 Pro. It's one of the faster printers, so this is only an hour-and-a-half print versus like 3 hours on a Bamboo. And I even dialed the speed down on this because I wanted to make sure it was a really, really high quality print. Not that they don't print high quality, but as speed goes up, the chance for questionable areas also goes up, so I dialed it down just a little bit. As we make our way back into the office, has anyone else seen this?
Little ouchies are for people that pain stem. People with autism, people with PTSD, anxiety, panic attacks. You'll see it commonly as they'll hit themselves, they will pull hair, they'll bite the insides of their cheeks, and all of that seeking that sensory experience of pain. It's a cylinder wrapped with spikes. The spikes are sharp enough that it does induce that pain sensory experience, but not so sharp that it punctures the skin. Again, little ouchies are designed to give that pain sensory experience, but do it in such a way that's discreet, that doesn't leave any serious injury.
So I'm often getting TikToks like that, where it's, various people trying to sling their 3D prints on TikTok. But that seems like a liability issue and a half to me. I'm not sure I want to sell something that is marketed as causing pain or causing pain to people that already have pre-existing medical issues. Now I understand, you can waver away and try to explain away everything all the live long day, but ultimately if someone squeezes that thing and it does puncture, or they do encounter some severe pain, or they are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and they just squeeze it all day and it causes some like chafing, or like, you know, rips their skin off or something like that. I don't want to be named on a piece of paper that means I have to go downtown to a place where a guy in a robe tells me that I have to give money to someone because they squoze my thing that I sold them to squeeze too hard. But it's interesting nonetheless. I just think there's not that many people out there that kind of have that benefit from that therapy. Maybe. Let me know in the comments below. Have you seen these things? Do you think what I think in terms of like liability vision like that? Because I'm constantly thinking that way. Let me know what your thoughts are on those the spiky tube things. So like I was mentioning previously with those stash boxes, the things that I'm printing on the Cobras, this is a free design. It's not commercial, so I'm going to give them away. I'm printing it for my stores. I have smoke shops, and so I'm constantly looking for things that I can 3D print to support the smoke shop, not necessarily sell, even though I am selling like some of the larger prints there. It's probably better that I print things that can support the store, so like fixtures or, you know, things that product displays and stuff like that. But then I came across this. So this is you put your lighter down in here. If you're a one of these, you know, enjoyers, you put your lighter down in here. It comes with a little compartment for what I presume are pre-rolls or something like that, and a little compartment down here that you can put whatever else. Prints all in one piece minus the cap. But not too much filament. I can burn up old spools with it. Prints all in one go. And I was thinking sort of, and again, this is for my other business, not necessarily like the 3D print side of things, but I know a lot of people are interested in that kind of stuff anyway. My thinking was, if we take this, because this costs 53 cents to 3D print. So filament cost all comes out 53 cents. We take a lighter, we put it in there. Lighters are, I don't know what the wholesale cost on lighters are. It's not even $1, even for the good Bics. Put a Bic in here. We load it up with a pre-roll, one of the legal ones that we sell. Maybe some other thing that we put down in here, and just kind of sell it as a you know, a quick grab and go sort of thing. You know, the weekend party, the Friday night party pleaser or whatever. Patent trademark Friday night party pleaser. That was my name in high school, by the way. But these show a lot of promise, so I'm printing up a whole plate of them. I'm going to take those over to the warehouse and kind of start dispersing them, see what the feedback is, see if it's worth the time, and maybe continue down that path. Speaking of the stores, I actually got notification that someone is looking for a custom job. They saw one of the big 3D prints at the stores, and they inquired about printing a really big sneaker. And so unfortunately they only gave me that person's phone number. I'm not gonna call them because I don't want them to necessarily have like, just to be able to hit me up constantly about, you know, something like that. I'd really prefer an email or a text. So I'll kind of put that on future products. And, you know, I really need to label these things and kind of have like a sub brand for the 3D prints. I'm not going to reach out to them. The note said it's like, you know, they're looking to pay a few $100s. I just don't know that, again, it's worth the time. And I know a lot of people are like, what are you doing? Are you trying to make money or not? Like, I am, but it's certain, you got to pick your battles. And so I'm not sure that a commission job like that, you know, if someone's going to be happy with it and then you get payment and then they don't like it and then it's like, you know, kind of a drag. So very interesting nonetheless. I mean, I'd reach out to them if it was, if I had an email or something like that, but ultimately I don't want my phone number floating out there. But that did prompt me to make this, a little label that I can put on my 3D prints that I'm selling in the retail environment. So I just generated a little QR code here, put my website, which just links to my link tree, my Twitter handle, and my email address, just kind of all right on there. So people can come up and scan it. I put a little hole here so we can put a little tag on it. And that way, when I have some of these, like, you know, big 3D prints like up there, just put a little tag on it. You know, I was thinking of putting like Technicals Makes or the Technicals or the YouTube thing. I'm not sure if I want people coming into the store, like going to the YouTube channel. I know, it's, you know, I'm already out there, so what's the difference? But it's sort of a different relationship, I guess you could say. Company Matt versus YouTube edgelord Matt. So this, I think, is AMP is plenty. If people want to reach out regarding the designs, inquire about getting more of them or whatever. It doesn't take much to 3D print this. Painted by layer on the bamboo. It total cost like 10 cents to make one of these. It's a nice impression. It's 3D. So I'm going to be printing up a whole mess of these and then sending them out. And then on any future prints that I send to the retail environment, I'm just gonna fix these on there, and that can kind of address that problem. Saber-toothed tiger skull, if you recall, I printed this one at a 0.5 instead of a 0.7 for a little better fidelity. This is to replace the one I sold, because for these big prints, I don't put them in stock until I got one, because, you know, if I do that and then people want it and I had a failure like I've had a million times, it would just delay, you know, the amount of time it would take for someone to get it, and they get upset, and then you have to answer their questions and you have to talk to them, blah, blah, blah. 0.5 layer height, I think that's our horse. With the 1mm nozzle, the support's coming off way easier. Now, not as easy as like bamboo matte PLA or something like that, but in terms of, yeah, just way easier. It doesn't leave behind nearly as much scarring or refuse or whatever. And the surface finish, again, it's a thick layer height. Cut me some slack, Jack. The surface finish, much cleaner, much better. So I'm really happy about that. I'm gonna go ahead and get this one. Actually, I'm not gonna clean it up. I'm just gonna put it back in inventory, one in stock, and then if I get the sale, then I'll go through and clip off all the supports. So glad to have that done. That frees up the Giga. The Giga issues seem to be at a stage where they're kind of addressed, and so maybe I can fire back in on printing the coffee table. And to that end, I was thinking the coffee table, if you recall, it was like this hexagonal sort of grid thing. I was thinking of taking the bottom of this vase thing that I've printed before with the UJoy biofilament. I just cut the bottom off and did a little sample print here. And I'm like, that would be a great coffee table. No supports required. It's got that modern organic sort of feel, and it's round. I could put my round tabletop on it. And I think it would hold up. So I think maybe the next print on the Giga is gonna be this. Wouldn't take nearly as much filament, not as much room for error. We have confirmed that that model prints on the Giga, so now I'm only printing this much. I could print it kind of wider. So I think that's gonna be the next one I'm gonna tee up on the Orange Storm Giga. Some other things I've been working on, if you saw the video that came out previously about the Ultimate Pen Cup, that was kind of a treat, because just kind of filming that. Again, this is like sort of the meta thing versus just strictly 3D printing, but as it pertains to like the YouTube demonstration, doing a little, leaning more heavily, I guess, into the comedic sort of thing. I get a good response when I do that, and when I pre-script it, I'll just wait until I'm geeked AF on coffee, because then I'm at my most funniest, or at least edgiest, and so then I can, like, you know, type the script out. I'm like, typing the script out, trying to work in sort of more comedic elements, or at least brainstorming about certain cuts and B-rolls that I can do alongside those main contents. I think maybe that will translate better, get some more subscribers, things like that. It's worked well for the Centauri Carbon video, although I think most people were clicking that video because it's just trendy. A lot of people looking for info on the Centauri Carbon. The like ratio on that was through the floor. It wasn't very good. But hey, in the end, any press is good press, getting subscribers off of it, and I guess that's the name of the game. This is a lot of experimentation, so if you're interested in following along in that process, be sure to subscribe to the channel. And so wrapping that up, finishing the pen cup video, here's a little behind the scenes. All right, so working on the Ultimate Pen Cup video. I'm gonna do like a little thing where I put all the parts in here, fill it up with smoke, and then take it out, and it's like, you know, like, just give me some rope here. If nothing else, this demonstrates that even making low effort YouTube videos is kind of hard. And hope Flashforge doesn't mind me doing this. All right, good to go. Shot framed up, didn't bump this. And finally, our carabiners, again, with the ABS, did this one on the Flashforge 85M Pro. Supports don't come off as cleanly with this, and these are all 100%. 0.2 layer height, solid as a rock. I expect these to perform really, really well. Again, ABS, PLA, nylon carbon fiber, which I shouldn't be touching with my bare hands because of the little flex it leaves behind, and PETG. Now for this, I'm not gonna be using my tractor's hydraulics. I'm gonna be trying on something a little bit different. I got one of these. It's just a very simple hand crank winch with a steel cable, and that way I could put my crane scale on it and then build a jig out there, and I could more precisely control where it's going. I can be closer to it without having to operate the hydraulics on the tractor. I'm sure when it breaks, it'll be just as violent, so I'll need my trusty screen door to stand behind it for safety. But overall, I think this is probably a little bit better of a method. It's a little not nearly as satisfying, because, you know, hydraulics, using equipment, that's man shit, and I like man shit like that versus this little dinky hand crank. But we'll be sure to use that in the future. Maybe we'll print, hey, maybe we'll print on the Giga a giant carabiner in PLA, 100%. We'll use like 10 kilos. Who wants to sponsor that print? Ujoy Bio, you in? Sunlu, you in? A giant, enormous, super ultra huge carabiner, and then I'll link it up between my truck and my tractor, and I'll pull it back and forth, and you know, maybe it can lift me up or something like that. That might be a cool exhibition print, but overall, certainly going to be exciting to test these because I really like doing those test videos. So going to be working on that here in the coming days. So that's what's going on in the world today. I'd love to know what you're working on, what products you've concocted, and what's selling and what isn't, and what you think about the things that I'm doing here. Be sure to let me know in the comments below. Be sure to like the video and subscribe for more content like this. I'm The Technicals. See you next time.